Welcome back to Vampire Survivors, and today we are limit breaking Aura Blast on the character Wind, and of course we use our two usual starting arcanas. Now I would say this time I'll try to explain everything because people keep being confused. So our starting arcana, that is like a passive bonus that you get when you select it. Growth, Luck, Greed, Curse get doubled at a fixed interval, which you see below the character. Whatever is shown gets doubled. Right now it's Growth, as you can see it's very high. And every 2 level ups, we gain 1% bonus in these 4 stats. Now, Silent Old Sanctuary is very important. It gives us 20% might, that is just power, strength, and minus 8% cooldown for each active weapon slot left empty, of which we have 5 right now. In a moment we have 4. So not only is our damage insanely high, but our cooldown is low, but we'll go further with that by using the lifesign scan. Right now it only recovers HP, which we don't really care about, but its evolution will give us bonus stats whenever it goes off for this run. For the evolution of that, we need the mini ghost, which will just now freeze the enemies, but we have to max out both of them until minute 1, and then we can evolve them because there's an elite that spawns with an evolution chest. Now I don't really want to die until then, so here's Aura Blast. Let's go for one more projectile and less cooldown, that's perfect. And since the weapon spawns on top of me, we can walk over these breakables. There we got a chicken for healing. And we just have to survive until then. And this time I want to explain kind of the passives that I picked, why I picked them, what they do. But in the beginning we'll just focus on the mini ghost, we'll focus on the paranormal scan, because the earlier we evolve it, the earlier we start getting stats. Because they will last for the entire run, so you can imagine the earlier we get them, the better. Okay, we got a huge passive there. First we'll go for Empty Tome, because this will give us a total of minus 40% cooldown, so that is insane. But the passive is called the NFT, which is just a wordplay on the NFTs, you know, when they came out. More area, more damage, perfect, let's go for that. But it fires the butts off all of the enemies in our way. And I don't think I have to explain those that I pick up that I already have, but I should definitely talk about what the weapon does. Before we keep going for the Aura Blast though, let's max out the Mini Ghost, and next up we want to max out Lifesign Scan. Now I have a lock-in duplicator, this will give us a bonus amount. Ignore the word projectiles, it just affects pretty much everything in the game that has something to do with amount. Okay, I don't really like this a lot, but we have a huge amount of rerolls, so let's roll. Paranormal scan. Well, lifesign scan right now, let's go for that. Ignore the text that it reads, it really doesn't matter, because the only goal is to get this to level 8. Then we can evolve it. As long as the little dude here is maxed out, and he is, so there we go, level 5. It is minute 1. There is a boss that spawned, as you can see over here. No, wait, I think that's him. There's also a horde that just spawned that looked exactly the same, but yeah, okay, that's him. Now he has a chance to not drop a chest. If that happens, I'll just have to restart. I will roll again because we are running out of time. Level 6, we just need 2 more level ups. How do we kill the boss though? I guess I have to keep my distance, because if I pick up the chest before we have it maxed out, the lifesign scan, then I will not get the evolution. Let's get a magnet here, so we get all of the experience. Perfect, let's roll. Level 7, just a little bit more. Okay, we got it. Level 8. Now on its own the weapon is amazing at just healing you like crazy, but we don't care about that. We'll get rid of it pretty much. So please die while we have the luck doubling. Come on. Come on, die. Yes! Because the luck was doubled, many chance-based effects, like for example how likely it is that enemies drop a chest, are also doubled. Now most of the enemies have a guaranteed chance to drop them. This one here is just, I think, a 30% chance or so. And now we have the evolution Paranormal Scan. Periodically grants a random stat boost for the rest of the run. Perfect. This will make us broken. The main reason why we use it is because you can do some funny shenanigans, and instead of being kind of limited with the growth over the run with your main weapon, we will now make it even more extreme. Slowly but surely. Fires one more projectile, cooldown is again reduced by 0.2 seconds, that is amazing. The Aura Blast doesn't have an evolution, so we just need to level it up with other ways, which for example is the paranormal scan, or I don't know why it does that. Okay, I'm a little bit confused. Let's go for the crown, this will give us experience. The crown is on the stage, so I could also pick it up as a 7th item. When you're full of items, you can still pick up the stuff on the stage and just get it as an additional one. But we don't even need that many items. Candelabrador is one that we want. And then we also want to have bonus damage and air, well, we have area. Let's just keep going for the main weapon right now to make it stronger. Base area up, damage up, but another way to increase the damage of your weapon is a so-called limit break. Limit break just means that you get trickles of little stat bonuses to your weapon once everything is maxed out and there's nothing left to do. Doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you go for a build like ours where we focus so much on growth and get that over time up, this will pretty much mean that we get a huge amount of them, and the mass makes it. I'm also locking in spinach here. It does say we get 10% more damage, but it just gets added to our might. And going from plus 115% to plus 125% is really not a big deal. It's still a bonus, you know, so it's nice. But if you think about it, our base damage is 100%, so plus 125% or 10% on top of that really doesn't change a lot. I think I will go for the empty tome right now, because the more often we cast our abilities, the better. Why do you do the cross? When did it start doing that? Fires plus 1 projectile, cooldown reduced by 0.2 seconds. Okay, I don't like to inform myself about the weapons all too much. I usually just like to do a very, very short test run to understand how the weapon works, and that's it. Because I don't want to be, to know everything ahead of time, but I want to know enough that I do the right things. Do we just go for more area? I kind of want to go for the crown here, or the empty tome, both are fine. The crown means we level up a little bit faster, but it's also not a big deal if we don't get it early on. Because usually these runs, they end with level 500, 600, 700, you know? Can Labrador for more area? I would just like to lock in the last item, but I can't think of one that we want. You know what, I'll go for Torona's box. Again, a case that is on the stage, but I can't think of something we need, because I know the limit break stats already, its amount, its area, and that's it, and damage is always there. Okay, so now you get area and again cooldown reduction. Look at this! Look at how many crosses we fire! Now here's a difficult part. On this map called Abyss Foscari, which is like an advanced map to the DLC Force of the Foscari, I think it's called, or Lake of the Foscari. I get a little bit confused sometimes with what they are. In the middle, there is an arcana chest. It's a little bit hard to see. Okay, it's hiding back here. It's purple. That means it's an arcana chest. And those are arcanas over here. So the passive buffs that we have for the run. I want that. Now the problem is, there are also unique items in their secret items, and they will trigger guardians the moment we get closer. Right now Curse is doubled. Curse gives the enemies more health, more speed, more how many of them spawn and how fast they spawn, so the interval. I will just go for Ken Labrador here. Actually, I'll go for Torona. Because with Torona, we want to make sure that it's maxed out and I banish it, because the last level up gives you a huge amount of curse, and that's just a little bit too much for me. Here we are looking for a Darkasso, so those are like Arcana, just a dark version, as you can see with the color indicator. And the one that I'm looking for, as always, ooh, no, that doesn't help us. As always, Sapphire Mist. This gives all of our weapons a chance to trigger twice, depending on our luck, and keep in mind our luck keeps going up by 1% every 2 level ups, so eventually all of them will always double trigger. We'll also pick up the Silver Ring. This will give us area and duration, though we just care about the area, because duration doesn't affect the weapon. Honestly, I thought this whole weapon is about the fire that we shoot out. What is going on with this one? Why is this going so crazy? I mean, I'm not complaining, okay? I'm just a little bit confused. Now, to make sure we take less damage, because these guys, they deal 50 damage per hit, and we have 173 max HP, which means we just die very quickly. It will help us out a little bit to not die. Let's go for Torona yet again. Torona is an item that just gives 4 different stats, so might, projectile speed, duration, area. It's only a small increase per item, but it's still amazing, you know. And do you see the double triggers, by the way? Yes, also the stats, oh my god. Also the stats that we gain out of the paranormal scan, they are doubled. Which makes this Arcana so insane and why I want to have it early on. Okay, we have to be a little bit careful though. Now, I want to banish the Torona first before I pick up a chest, because it may accidentally max it out, and as you can see, this is Curse. Increases speed, health, quantity, and frequency. Let's get rid of that. And now it honestly doesn't matter, just get anything. I will wait for the luck doubling before I open the chest, because that gives us a higher chance to get a multi-chest, so not just a single thing out of it, but a triple chest, or maybe a penta chest. And we're about to reach it after the growth, perfect. What do we get? A triple chest. Saves us 2 level ups, you know it's worth it, because then we get earlier to the limit break. Did I explain every item? So growth is just experience gain I did, damage I did, amount, that amount is also a little bit weird in the game. Like for example, if you think about projectile, because it says it gives bonus projectiles, right? I would think about something that flies, that travels. But there's a whip in the game, and if you get more amount, then it does additional slabs. The first one will go into the direction you're facing, the next one backwards, the next one a little bit higher up, also to the direction you're facing, and so on. Okay, I see an issue. If we get too much area, I think the cross will just disappear outside of the window. That could be an issue that I didn't consider because I didn't know about it. Limit Break is fun if you just want to check out the power and potential of one singular weapon. However, not every single weapon is capable of doing it, and this is one reason why we added the paranormal scan in there, because it also makes you kind of unkillable later on. Not early on, but eventually. And this is Limit Break right now, so either we can buff up our base weapon that we have, the main one, or we trigger paranormal scan, because this does not only give it bonus stats, but it also triggers the weapon as if it just naturally activated. And watch this, do you see how many stats we just got? That is why we are doing this. Because the earlier we max this out, well, do we need to max it out? The thing is, you don't always reach the max level of it, which is 368. So if I just manually do it, that means we get a lot more stats out of it and go crazy. But usually the moment I reach minus 90% cooldown, I just say random always. Do whatever you want to do, because minus 90% cooldown reduction, which we just reached, is the maximum. So any cooldown reduction we get now is pretty much worthless, like it doesn't do anything, it's a wasted stat. Okay, what do we do now? What is that? What is that blue stuff? Huh? Oh my god, I'm dying. Oh my god, I almost died. Ooh, okay. Don't chill next to the Guardian stacks. I don't know how that just happened. I usually know them quite well. I was just confused. I think I picked up an item that had an effect or so. Okay. So now we have the growth doubling again, and this is when we want to pick up all of the experience. And there was a magnet that you couldn't see because too many things are going on. But that is the reason why we sometimes have bursts of level ups. Another reason is when there's too much experience on the floor. Like right now, do you see that how much we are leveling up? When there was too much experience, then the game accumulates all of the experience in one gem. That one turns red, it's the furthest one away from you, which also means if you keep walking, then it chooses a new gem and soaks up the old gem, which is kind of funny if you think about it. It's like a Hoover action. But it also means even without a vacuum, you can get all of the experience without ever losing anything. And what we are waiting for now is, we are looking for chests, we will pick them up with luck doubling, because then we can get a candy box out of it. I'll not spoiler what it's about, but it's luck based that you get it. Either you need to get a penta chest that it's guaranteed in there, or you just have to get lucky because it has a 1% chance multiplied with our luck. So right now, because we have 252% luck, it would be a 2.5% chance. Or if we double the luck, then let's do random always now, I would say. If you double the luck, it would be a 5% chance. I want to pick up an item over here, and I think for some time we'll turn off the damage numbers. And the item will give us bonus revivals as well as bonus amount, but we have to pay with some growth for that. The growth, which is our experience gain, is only 15%, so usually it's worth it, but in the long run that actually means you lose quite a lot of levels. But, you know, more amount means more fire and more action, so like, look at this. Do you see what's going on now? How much fire is there? Yeah, I would say that was worth it. It looks like this weapon has an amazing attack upwards, but like sideways, it's a little bit small. This is usually why we want to have area, but if you look at the enemies when they get hit, it doesn't actually feel like it has a thick flame. It's kind of fake, you know? It doesn't go as high as it shows visual. Well, it kind of does. Yeah, it goes up here, but over here it hits nothing. That's odd. Anything else we want to do? Toruna is still on the stage, and we could pick it up to get the bonus curse, but I think we are fine without it. I usually like a natural progression a little bit more. There's also luck on the stage I just saw, which can drop as a random drop. I think I will wait over here next to the magnet. And there we go, we have the growth doubling, so now we have 408% bonus growth, so a multiplier of 5 times. Honestly, I expected a little bit more. Yeah, I guess we don't kill that many enemies. I have a mod installed that allows me to see how many kills we get a second. Oh, there used to be a way to change on how many seconds it should average. Like, you could type in 5 seconds and it would average the kills there, which is a little bit of a better representation of how much you get. You can also set limit break priorities. That's insane! That takes away so much manual work if you want to test out something. Wait, what happens if I click this away? Oh my god! So we just see the level over there. I don't care about the coins, for example. Wait, what? Wait, I can also remove our equipment. That's so amazing. So, how does this feel? I mean, now I would wish the kills would move up there, but I guess that's also a little bit complicated. It's not as simple as removing it. But isn't that cool, because now we can see the entire screen? I wanted to keep the pause. We also have a speed up option over here, but that is from the base game. That has nothing to do with the mod. What did I want to do? Oh yeah, there's luck hiding. Do you see this little green outline here? That is a clover. Okay, so to our bottom right, there is a vacuum hiding. Don't worry if you don't see it. If you play this game for like almost 2,000 hours, okay? You kind of identify these things relatively easily. There it is. Let's go. Okay, we have a huge amount of level ups that also triggers every single weapon every single time it gets a limit break. And now we will pick up the 10% luck. I mean, to be fair, okay, do we need it? We don't really need it. But if it gets doubled, or when it gets doubled, because it's guaranteed to happen, then it's 20%. You know, that's a solid value. Okay, where is it? It's somewhere here. Bam. Plus 10 well, it says plus 10 luck, but it's 10%. It's kind of funny if you know that this is supposed to be a cross. I don't think there's a lot of crossing going on. I missed the red gem. Okay, somewhere is the red gem. So what I'll do is I will just stand still. And the way it works is the window where it looks for the furthest away gem is in a rectangle around you, but outside of your screen. So since the corners are the furthest away from you, usually it's in there, unless for some reason there's just no gem laying in there that it can get accumulated into, which can rarely happen but usually doesn't happen. So if I go to the top right and check if there's a red gem, and then move to the bottom right, we should easily... There it is. Bam. I mean, that's a little bit pathetic, right? I think we need more oomph in our build, and I know how to get more oomph. We'll wait for the 11-minute mark, because then we get a new arcana, and hopefully that will provide the oomph. Out of all the crazy weapons that we have, this may be one of the calmest ones. I'm just currently wondering how bad, or how maybe not so bad it will be to get the arcana at 11 minutes. I'm a little bit scared to read all of this, but at the same time, I need a little bit more than just 100 kills a second. Like, that is like, come on, that is pathetic. New data story for you. How shorts could work for your viewers. Well, let's see how short could work for my viewers, huh, YouTube? Where what? Oh, the candy box! Right, I totally forgot about that. The panda chest guarantees it, so it's not luck dependent. I guess it was a boss sitting on me, but couldn't damage me. We want to have this for Armadillo. We could pick any base weapon, so this is like unevolved weapons out of here. But we don't want to have more weapons, right? Because it's all about one weapon and stat buffs, but that's not really a weapon. Armadillo, is there anything we need? Spawn more enemies could be good, but if we have the maximum of enemies, it doesn't change anything. Luck would also be good. Honestly, I'll just go for more enemies. I don't care about the luck. We mostly double trigger, as you can see. It may even be guaranteed at this point that we never see a single trigger. So the luck would just be wasted, and even if it's just close to it, we get 1% luck every 2 level ups. It's about time that we level up. Where is it? It wasn't bottom left. Never trust bottom left. I think that was it, though. Yes! Wait, what? How much of your audience watches shorts? Why does it only give me 40 to 60%, 60 to 80%, 80 to 100%? Is this like everyone who watched it once or regularly? I hope it's a 40 to 60%, my friends. 80 to 100%! Guys, and the 18 ladies, I think we need to have a word. 80 to 100% of you watch shorts? And it's been that way for the last month we checked? What? Guys? And again, you know the rest. Doom scrolling? Hello? Huh? Okay, to be fair. Oh, we got the arcana. Okay, I'll talk in a moment. We'll go for Heart of Fire. As you can see, our weapon is included. That means it's affected by it. And whenever we now attack the enemies, there's an explosion that supposedly deals 50% of our damage, but I think it doesn't care about limit break, so it deals way less damage. But let's just look what it already got. Well, I mean, look at the kills, right? It's like, how much damage is it now? Yeah, do you see that? Our main attack deals 300 damage, our explosions deal 40 damage. Isn't that a little bit of a joke, right? It's like, it could be so good, but it's so pathetic. Still though, helps us out a lot to kill a huge amount of enemies, so I'm not complaining. Now back to the shorts topic. Okay, I'll admit I actually also watch shorts, okay? Yeah, I got doomed. I can't change it. It is just what it is. The thing is, I really like watching YouTube videos while I'm playing, and they run on the screen next to me, right? You just listen to stuff, then you look over, then you complain because you just died, because you looked over, blah, 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 happens, right? Also happens to you when you watch me, probably. It's a little bit annoying, but if I'm like in my bed at night, and it's like, oh, I can't fall asleep, what do I do now? I don't want to commit to a full video, so I just watch a few shorts. Now if I just want to sleep, and I know I can sleep, but I don't fall asleep immediately, then I watch someone like Ethos Labs, because I'm familiar with the videos, I'm familiar with his voice. I don't want to watch something new, I just want to watch old playlists, like for example Project Ozone, or what I'm watching right now is Skyblock 2.5. And you know, I actually really like the modded playlists in there, because again, I'm very familiar with them, so it doesn't excite me all too much. Okay, is there more information about my audience? Shorts could work well for your existing audience. Yeah, you know. It's like, I mean, yeah, maybe. It's like, I don't care. We have 900 kills a second. Do you think I care about shorts? Do you think I care? I don't care. Okay, what else do you have to offer to me? Creators like you usually grew after trying shorts. Now here's the thing, okay? And that is one thing many creators and also YouTube doesn't want to understand. Now YouTube doesn't want to understand it because they benefit out of it, right? But the way shorts influence your audience is the main issue. And this doesn't apply to every single creator. Some creators manage to make shorts where people want to watch longer videos. They watch the short, even if it's 60 seconds, and they're like, boy, something is just missing. I want to see more of that. But most of the times, the highlight of the video is the only part that really matters, and the rest is like, I don't need to see that. Now, some people will watch long form after they saw the short, but the conversion rate is so horrible that when they get it recommended on the home tab, and that is the dangerous part, it destroys the algorithm. Well, not the algorithm. The algorithm will see that your CTR, so the click-through rate when videos are shown, how many people click on it, it's horrible. And the watch duration is also low, because guess what? If you have a red brain, what is it called? When you have like a messed up brain, you know, because of watching too many shorts. Well, the point is, if you don't have the attention span to watch that because you're not used to it, because you don't like it, then you will not watch a 30-minute video. So it just messes with your stats, and with that, it messes with the algorithm, because the algorithm is like, people don't like it, I'll not recommend it. If not even the people subscribed to you want to watch it, why would anyone else want to watch it, right? So really, don't do that. Again, there are exceptions, okay, and some people, they have insane success with shorts, and then they have their main content on another platform like Twitch where they stream. That is a whole different story though, and that doesn't belong into this discussion, because I'm talking about being a YouTuber. So, what else does YouTube have to say about this? They reach up to 40% more new viewers. First of all, that's horrible, because on shorts, you have a ginormous audience, since they keep scrolling through all of the content, right? So 40% growth is actually sad. That is not good, that is really sad. I mean, I have a feeling the stat is completely made up, and they know that, but if they're like, yeah, people managed to get like 600% more viewers or something, no one will believe the stat. Maybe it's a topic like that. Let's get the experience right now. Did we get it? Yes, it's flying after us. Okay, what else? There are 3 more slides to this. Up to 40% more return to their channel. Okay. That means nothing at all. If you upload one short and another short, you know, it's like, cool. But they earn you nothing. They destroy your channel in the meantime. It's like, that is useless. That is meaningless. I like how they say though that they reached up to 40% more new viewers and up to 40% more return to their channel. It's like, at least you could have tried to make it a little bit more believable with the numbers that you choose. Like, just, let me guess, the next slide also has 40%. No, okay, it's tips. Some tips if you try shorts. Make the first seconds count. Broaden your appeal. Tell a compelling story. Okay, listen, I can't argue against that. This is actually how you're supposed to make YouTube videos, and I honestly try to engage people in the first few seconds, as in, I want to get the idea across what the video is about, and if you then dislike it, you know, okay, leave. That's totally understandable. I don't want to waste your time by luring you in with something that doesn't actually apply to the video. That's bad. I don't like that. So yeah, I totally agree with that, and broadening your appeal, the thing is, like, company-wise, if you view your channel as a company, which you have to do for most cases, like for me it's a company, like, I'm not kidding, I had to register a company for that. You know, if you want to do it in a business interest, then you obviously want to appeal to so like as many people as possible, but I kind of just like doing what I like doing, and I don't really want to do something that is just the best. That is the same reason why you barely see any sponsors, not because I don't have any. I get like 3 to 4... There are pods crawling in. Okay. I get like 3 to 4 requests a day. If you remove the 50% scams, that is still a lot. And I could do sponsors about anything. Like, the most trash is in there. But I don't like it. I only rarely do it. And usually it's for games that really fit to my channel. Or games that are a little bit outside of the main theme. But where I'm like, okay, you know what? If they pay for it, let's give it a chance. Maybe it's something that I really end up enjoying. And I tested before that either way. But yeah, what is the last slide? Learn how to get started with shorts. Yeah, you know what? No. How about not? I like how this Vampire Survivors video just turned into talking about shorts and stuff. But the thing is with Limit Break, this is more like one of these games, I talked about this in the past, where you walk through, like, in-game through nature, because, yeah, who touches grass, right? Let's better do that in a game. You just walk through nature there, you enjoy it, or in Minecraft, right? It's fun to play the game, it's a huge amount of fun to build the farms and redstone and everything, explore it, but from time to time, you just take your boat, you go down to that river that you have there, and you sail along until you find the ocean, and you keep going, and you check out all of the areas around you. This is what we are doing right now. What happened to the cross? This is the cross! I mean, by now our kills are kind of horrible, which would make sense, because if it doesn't scale up, right, it probably still deals like, how much is it? 40 damage it was? 55. Oh, because, no, does it scale with our might? That wouldn't make any sense, because then we have right now 700% might. That means the base damage would be at 7 or 8 of it. That would be horrible. Weird. Those are weird numbers, I don't understand it. But I think one thing is certain, it's really bad. It will have high damage numbers just because it hits everything. But usually just damage numbers don't really give you kills. You just want to kill the enemies so they can respawn, and you maximize kills with that. Now I'm unsure if that statement is even true, because if it deals the most damage, then it still gets the most kills over as long enough time, right? Ah, whatever. I think at this point we can just fast forward the game. So now we have triple speed until 25 minutes, and then we take a look at it, how many kills we get. I'm actually impressed because it seems like the game is holding up, that nothing wonky happens. The mod that I'm using here also has a built-in speed up function that I could use, but one problem that I had is that it counted some hits like multiple times. When I was using, there's an arcana that gives you retaliatory damage, and when you kill an enemy with retaliatory damage, which also some weapons have, then you gain 0.5 max HP every single time, and when I used that speed up, it just counted the kills multiple times. So I kill one enemy and I get a huge amount of bonus HP, didn't fit, oh. Okay, so what happened here is, there are a huge amount of ranged enemies. Funny enough, by the way, the projectiles of them that they shoot at us, they count as enemies. Makes sense because we can destroy them, right? But the funny thing is, this also counts as kills. As far as I recall at least. Hey, we got the candy box level 2. And this means that we could pick an evolution, any evolution. Now in this case there's no longer the Armadillo that we had the last time, because, well, it's not an evolution, but we don't need anything in here. I mean, we could go for random stuff, you know, but again, we don't want to. Like, wow, oh my god, I picked up the red gem, no. Well, that happens sometimes. Let's speed it up again. This is, by the way, what our stats look like currently. So our area is on its way of getting maxed out, which is at plus 900% or 1000 total. Our might is also on the way there. Very nice, by the way. Also plus 1000%. Speed and duration are maxed out at plus 400, but they don't affect the weapon, so it doesn't matter. With these stats up here, we are pretty much unkillable. I mean, the Guardians would still deal 16 damage to us per hit, but with this healing, like, honestly, you can't die. With this many revivals, like, it will never happen. They died like 10 times before they would even get through 1 life of us, just because we have so much HP and healing at the same time. And don't forget that we also pick up items from time to time, and they have a huge amount of healing, because the item of the chicken gets multiplied with our recovery stat, of which we have a lot. Maybe I can find a chicken and show to you how much it is right now. There's a chicken. Oh no, because the damage numbers are turned off. Yeah, that's the reason. 684. Did you see that healing? 684. The 516 is from the paranormal scan. What is that cross doing? It's kind of funny. There's a magnet, let's go. The reason why I usually don't explain that much in Vampire Survivors is again because I have so many videos on it, but the problem is now there are large gaps between uploads, which is pretty much I just upload when I really feel like it. Like today I was like, oh, what is actually about Vampire Survivors? And then I saw it was like, in Steam, it was like the 20th game from the top, so I haven't played it for so long, and I was like, I want to do a limit break, let me just do this. But then, the new people that came in, they have no idea what's going on, but I feel like it's either way just the same people watching Vampire Survivors, so it doesn't matter. If you've never seen a Vampire Survivors video, or just like checked in sometimes but you didn't stay, but this time you stayed, please let me know. It would just be interesting to see if there's actually a person that endured this, or if there are just people here that regularly watch Vampire Survivors, so they watch it either way, and it doesn't matter. And we are about to 25 minutes. This is where everything gets tougher. I think, honestly, should we just keep this on max speed? Yeah, come on. There was a time where I always had something to talk about in Vampire Survivors, and by now I just don't know what to talk about anymore. Which is also a main reason why I stopped, like, just going for it. The thing is, and I think this shows it the best way. I always enjoyed Vampire Survivors a ginormous amount. I had so much fun. I just always kept talking and had something to talk about within the game. But at a certain point, I just hit a wall where I was like 10 minutes or 15 minutes into a limit break, and I was like, the video is over. I don't know what to say anymore. It's like, yeah, we will wait now, but like, there's nothing I can talk about. And that's kind of the point where I stopped doing them. To the short topic earlier, I think someone could easily say, hey, they're obviously faking these stats, it's not 80 to 100% of your audience that watches shorts, because like they benefit out of it if you go for shorts, and I actually don't really disagree with that. However, you may be highly surprised how many people watch TikTok and shorts. It's like every single person I've talked to, when we talked about YouTube and like TikTok and, you know, the media, the social media stuff, side of the living, the world, they always watch shorts, or something like that. We had level 1000, let's go. But yeah, they always watch something, either shorts or TikTok or Instagram Reels or so. Every single person. I don't think there's a single exception that I know. Even the people that don't really do anything online, like with Reddit and stuff like this, they usually watch at least either the shorts or the TikToks. Man, we are so infected by that stuff, it's insane. So 28 minutes, the enemies have the most HP out of any wave in the game. Maybe not any wave in the game, but on the stage. It's 100 base HP multiplied by your level, multiplied by curse, which is right now a 7.5 times multiplier because base 100. So if you calculate that out, it's a lot, okay? It's like 750, no, more. 825,000 something around that ballpark. Yeah. Now wave 29, funny enough, the wave after this wave has 20 less base HP. They also give less experience, because the last wave, I think, always gives 30 or 25, one of that. And this one here is half 25 and half 0. I may have this wrong, because it's a long time ago that I looked into that stuff, you know, when it mattered. But yeah, if we now pick up, or if we find the red gem, that is the wall of the map, very good, good job, Dex. Now we should level up like stupid, because even though we don't get many kills, if you consider that most enemies give 3 XP, 2 XP, and suddenly they all give 25, that is like 12 times the amount. So if you multiply our 50 kills we had by 12, that is honestly just 600 kills. That's actually not that much, never mind. Huh. interesting, yeah, and it shows because we didn't level up that much. Reaper, I'm ready. Take me out. How much damage did our weapon deal? I don't expect all too much out of it, but maybe it is a lot. You're pathetic. I mean, okay, you know what? That's actually okay. Like, on the scale, it's maybe like rank 70 out of 100, if 1 is the best. But you! I knew it! You suck! You suck! You suck! You suck so much! I don't know why they changed it. I'm pretty sure at one point it grew with your limit breaks. Maybe I'm wrong and it was never the case and I'm thinking of times before limit break, but I'm pretty sure they changed the damage of Heart of Fire from 50% damage scaling of your weapon to only 10%. It's so bad. Look at this. It's worthless. I could have literally taken an arcana that just plays a tune and music in the background and it would have had more use than Heart of Fire. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, then don't forget to subscribe and give the video a like. See you the next time.